can't see in the dark, you need infrared radio.
Okay, then you say this with me. We were born for this. I'm gonna see if you're ready. Okay, then you say this with me. We were born for this. We were born for this. We were born for this.
Alrighty, yes, duty. Welcome everybody to another infrared radio here on the PGP Radio Network. I am Greg, and that is Deb. And don't make fun of Deb's glasses. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there right now because they're broke ass.
I'm a hot mess. Yes. Had a rough 24 hours.
You know, you were telling me your story about your glasses, right?
Yeah.
And is before we even started talking.
I blamed it on aliens.
Right. And, you know, we were talking on Hangouts and whatnot, and I was like, well, hold on, man, I have to go pee. So I went to go pee, and I'm sitting there on the throne thinking, you know, because that's what I do. And
I do my best thinking.
Right. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, how many times have I gone to pick something up? Or anybody for that matter, you know, how many times have you gone to pick something up, and it's like, well, where did I put it? Where is it at? And you remember putting it in a specific spot, and it's not there. Like, what the shit? Where is it at?
Dude, this happens to me all the stinking time.
Really?
Oh my God, yes. Like, first of all, with the glasses, you know, I told you, I took them off and set them on the counter in the bathroom. On the bathroom counter, right there in front of me, so I could wash my face. And then because I wash my face in the sink with different things and scrubbies, and then I get in the shower.
You do that.
Then I hopped in the shower, caught them out, glasses gone. What the hell? Where'd they go? Cat, did you walk off with him? He's been known to walk off with a shoe because he's got a little shoe problem. But
wait. Your cat walks off with your shoes.
Dude, my cat has a shoe fetish. Seriously. He's just a freak.
How big is a cat? Is he like Tomcat? Like Lynx?
Yeah, he probably weighs 20 pounds. He's a big fatty. I call him Fatty McFatterson.
Oh, good God.
But my girlfriend came to visit one time, and she kicked her shoes off. And when we got ready to leave, there was only one shoe there. I'm like, what the hell? And I looked over at Skeeter. I'm like, where is the damn shoe? And he jumped behind the couch. And sure enough, he had drug her shoe behind the couch and had been laying in it. So, yeah, he's a freak. But anyway, I thought, maybe the cat's developed a thing for glasses, you know. I couldn't find him anywhere. I looked in all the drawers, looked in the trash can, looked under the bed, because this was my one sweet bathroom. It wasn't in there. I still haven't found him. It's been a couple days. And so I'm really annoyed because now I have to wear this.
Right. Look at you all cockeyed.
I was crooked anyway because I got one higher than the other, but nobody really notices it much. I don't think. But anyway, like, seriously. Oh, I had this beautiful little heart pendant, little pendant on a chain. And I have all my chains hanging on this, like, jewelry holder in my closet, my walk-in closet on the rod in between clothing. I got a little space. And I took this necklace off and I undid the chain because I was going to put it on a shorter chain. And the pendant slid off the chain and my eyeballs saw it go down on. It went to the floor, but before it hit the floor, I swear to God, it vanished right before my eyes. And I'm like, well, maybe I just blinked when it hit the floor and it bounced on the carpeting, you know?
Right.
And it was a little gold heart, and it's beige carpeting. I'm like, great. I literally tore that closet apart, took everything out of the floor, all around the edge of the baseboards, everywhere. I looked outside of the closet door in the area where I thought it could bounce. Mm-hmm. No, we couldn't. Looked in shoes, whatever. We couldn't find it anywhere. My husband even helped me look for it. We looked for that pendant for a month.
Wow.
I swear to God, And I was heartbroken because it was a gift from him. And I had earrings to match it. I swear to God, like 2 months later, I'm getting out of the shower. I get out of the shower, I put my hair in a towel, and I wipe my face off, and I look down, and right in the doorway, between the, right in front of the doorway on the carpeting in my bedroom, this glint catches my eye. I look down, and it is my little heart pendant that I have asked the netherworlds to give back to me a million times since I saw it disappear before my very eyes.
Right.
There it was, right in the freaking doorway, right there. What, mind you, it's been like 2 months, and I've run the carpet sweeper like a billion times because I have this thing about carpets.
Right.
And so, and it was right there in the doorway for everyone in the world to see, out of nowhere. Where the hell? What the hell?
Right.
Of course, I was, what I found? And Dave's like, well, where'd you find it? I'm like,
right there.
Whoever took it gave it back to me. He's like, whatever.
Right.
Seriously. And then, this happens to me all the time. I'll see stuff drop and absolutely disappear right before my eyes. And then boom, it'll show up like on a counter in clear, obvious view, like a month later. There's a story in my book when I wrote that book, My Sisters, there's a story about my boyfriend gave me like a promise ring. And we got to a fight one night, and I was pissed at him. I'm like, you bastard. And I took that ring off, and I put it on the nightstand of my bed. And I'm like, screw you, I'm done with you. You're retarded. So I put it on the nightstand on my bed, right? When I got up the next morning, I'm like, I probably should put that in my jewelry box because it wasn't cheap. It was gone. I'm like, what the hell? So in the meantime, in a couple of days, we make up and it's all hunky-dory. Now I can't find my ring. And I'm scared to tell this dude I can't find my ring.
Right.
Because I didn't want to tell him I took it off and I was about to flush it and, So anyway, I'm freaking out and I'm obsessed with trying to figure out where this ring was. Tore my room apart, couldn't find it anywhere. And then I'm in my kids' room. This is when we lived at Mom and Dad's. And the boys were little. They shared a room. And I was in their bedroom running a sweeper because, like I said, I had this thing about vacuum. But anyway, I suddenly felt like my ring was in that room. And it was like serial weird. And the more I ran the sweeper, the more I knew that ring was in there. But I didn't know where. So I stopped sweeping. And I started looking around on the floor, moving the beds around and everything. And I can't find this ring anywhere. But something is pounding at me. This ring is still in this room. This ring in this room, you will find it. And it will be significant where you find it.
Right.
I'm like freaking out. So I get a claw hammer and I start pulling the carpeting off of the tack strips. I move Robbie's bed or Casey's bed out against the wall and I start pulling the carpet up under Casey's bed. And the more I pulled it up, the more I realized I was on the right track. And it was like I was becoming a little frenetic about it, getting it up, right? So I get the carpeting out from underneath this twin bed, and I'm starting to pull it out into the middle of the floor. And here comes my mom, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, it's first your turn. I'm like, hold on, Mom. Hold on. I know where my ring is. And she's like, what? Underneath the carpeting, underneath the padding that was under the carpeting, in the middle of the floor, in the middle of this room, I get all this shit pulled up, all the way to the middle of the room. There's my ring.
No shit.
What the actual hell just happened here?
Right.
There's my ring. How did it even happen?
Right.
And I am sure 100% that a lot of people in the world have weird stuff like this happen, but you're not going to hear about it. Who would tell somebody this? Because I know most people would hear this and be like, right, But hey, I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you right now. That happened. You could ask my mom, but you'd have to be a psychic now because she'd already passed.
Right.
But we've been telling. I've been telling anybody who would listen for years before that, before mom passed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is real stuff. I don't know. It doesn't fit in our. It doesn't fit in our paradigm of common sense and logic, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. By God, I've experienced it many, many times. Mm-hmm. So anybody out here who's watching this, who's listening, who's had an experience like this with something that was missing, write to me and tell me about it. We'll talk about it on the show because, this stuff really happens. It really happens. I don't care whether somebody says it's scientifically impossible or not. Who are they?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do we know any of our science is worth a hootie hoot anywhere else? You know what I mean? Seriously.
That's true. Look at you with your full sugarcane Coke.
That stuff is good.
Me with my diet high sodium Coke or diet Mountain Dew.
This is Coca-Cola Life. It's reduced calorie. It's sweetened with pure cane sugar and stevia.
Huh, yeah.
I don't have a problem with stevia.
My question is,
what?
Why do they make diet drinks so high in sodium?
Because they don't care.
Pretty much.
Really, they don't. Hey,
I mean, really, why does it have to have this much sodium in it? That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Get some RC Cola. It doesn't have any sodium in it.
Does that have caffeine?
No, you can get caffeine-free RC Cola with no sodium, no caffeine.
I've got to have caffeine. I mean, let's face it.
You get caffeine. It just doesn't have any sodium in it.
Yeah, I'm extremely addicted to caffeine. I am. If I don't go without some kind of caffeine, see, I drink a lot of tea as well. But it just.
I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I might have to start going to a little higher, like coffee with a little higher caffeine content. But the tea, it'll get me through until mid-afternoon, early evening, and then my head starts to hurt, and I start feeling,
Oh, yeah.
I drink something.
Caffeine is addictive, man.
I drink a Diet Mountain Dew, or, I grab a Diet Dew. I'm not a big Diet Coke fan because it still tastes sweet to me.
Yeah, it's
and after drinking Diet for so long, that sweetness it's gut-wrenching. It's like,
yeah, I can't. Like this Coke here, it's a small. It comes in 8-ounce bottles, and that's enough for me because it does have sugar in it. A little bit of cane sugar. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup though, just cane sugar.
Right.
And it is sweeter than your. It tastes like the Coca-Cola that I remember when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Before all the other shit they put in it.
Right.
That's why I like it. Mm-hmm. But also, it's 8 ounces, and after I sip one of those, I don't want any. I don't want another half a gallon. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm all water and coffee at that point.
See, I've been known to take my ass. I've got one of those big 64 Polar Pops.
Oh, seriously?
I don't even want. It's not even a mug. It's like a mini tank.
I know what it looks like. I have a girl at work. She gets a Coke slushy in one.
Oh, I couldn't do that. But I fill that son of a gun up with Diet Mountain Dew, no ice. And when we were back in Indy, the boys were like, "How do you not put ice in it?" And I'm like, "Whoa." And it's in this, insulated thing. And by the time I'm done drinking it, it's not going to matter because it doesn't have time to get cold or warm.
They don't use ice in Europe and a lot of places. I mean, when we were in England, I went to McDonald's and they don't put ice in their Cokes there. Mm-hmm. And I asked for some and they're like,
No, we don't have any.
We don't. They didn't.
Ice, what is this weird concoction you speak of?
And I was at a bar and I said, can I? And I just got a soda because, I didn't want to get trashed. Make an ass of myself in a foreign country.
Oh, see, I would totally do that. You're not going to see me again. Up yours.
I went to the bartender. I said, "Could I have a little bit of ice for this?" And he looked at me and smiled. And he goes, "Well, you're American, aren't you? Bless your heart." He said, "I might have some in the back. Hold on." I'm like, "Oh, he's probably pissing on it right now."
No, he had to go out the back door, across the alley, over to his apartment, and get some out of his freezer.
I loved the little girls in the makeup counter at the department store all carried on and fussed about my accent. I'm like, I got no accent. You do.
Hell, I ain't got me no accent, but you all do. Hell. Ding.
Oh, say something. You sound so cute. I'm like,
I was
okay.
talking. I mean, I might have a little draw here and there,
Yeah.
but I don't think that I have. I mean, you don't have an accent when you talk to me. You know, I don't hear an accent. But I was talking to someone, and I can't remember exactly where he's at. But he's a friend of a friend, and we were all on like Skype and just BSing and playing some video games and whatever. And he goes, "Dude, do you have like where are you? Are you like from the deep south?" And I'm like, "Well, I live in Georgia now, but I've lived in Indiana for
Do
quite a
you
long
say
time."
y'all a lot?
No, I don't. Ewan's.
There's a big ass smudge right in the middle of my glass.
How can you tell? The reason it's smudge is because it keeps trying flipping on your face, and you're still on my eyes.
Sucks to be old.
It
I
does.
want the universe to give me back my fucking glasses. You hear me? Now.
You
Oh
know,
shit, if I go in there, they're in the bathroom on the counter.
you're gonna walk into the bathroom, and somehow they're gonna be in between the threshold or something. You won't see them and step on them and break them.
Oh, fuck, I'll be mad then.
I know,
That was
right?
my thing. Like I told you before we started, I have 20/20 vision now that I've had cataract surgery, but I just need them for reading.
Uh-huh.
My doctor had made these for me where they were clear on the top part and then bifocals on the bottom, so I didn't have to keep taking them off, putting
Oh,
them back
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And like I said, I like to hide behind them because I got some massive baggy eyes. Thank you, allergies. Anyway, so have you ever had anything weird happen like that where you put things down and they disappear or they reappear in weird places?
Me all the time. Not as much here lately. I haven't really noticed it, but okay.
What?
Dog woke up. I'm shaking my head. Every once in a while, I mean, my desk sometimes gets a mess, like now. But I've been doing some solder work and I've been building mods and whatnot. Like I built that and junk. So I'll use something and I'll set it down and I'll have to use it again shortly after, and I'm like, where the actual hell did it go? And then I'll, whatever, I'll move along, and it'll be on the total opposite side of me remembering where I put it. But, that just could be because, I'm old and I don't know any better. But keys and stuff all the time. I asked the wife, hey, where the keys are? And she's like, where'd you put them? I was like, I put them right here, and they'll be on the other side of the counter. But, I mean, just little stuff like that. I'll look, something will hit me just out of the blue. Just something will hit me, like, oh, I wonder where that's at. And I'll start looking for it. I'll never find it. And then a week later, it'll show up. It's like, oh, crap, there it is. I don't remember it being there, but there it is. So, yeah.
What kills me is that I'll see this stuff literally vanish before my eyes. It's like, what?
Mhm.
So it's not even, it goes a little beyond even just, I forgot where I put it. It's like, I saw that disappear. What the hell?
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at my security camera monitors.
I was wondering what you were looking at.
Well, I think a wasp is sitting on one of my cameras. Whatever it is, it's got an orange wing and it's breathing. It's moving
Really?
slightly. It's breathing. I didn't even know they breathe. What the hell?
They kind of have
What is that?
to breathe. It's
Oh
a
my
butterfly.
God! It is a wasp.
Is it?
It's a wasp, and it's walking all over the lens of my camera. And there it goes. Bye.
It saw
That
its
was
reflection and
creepy.
fell in love.
That was creepy.
I was sitting in here. We have the, I know Anna has them too, but they're like right close to the door and stuff. But the wood burrowing yellow jackets,
I hate them.
the big
Sorry.
big ones. They don't have stingers, right? So I mean, it's not a big
They're
deal.
still scary.
And it's not my house, so if you want to eat at the railing outside, we'll go ahead. But I was sitting here Thursday afternoon, watching something on Netflix like I usually do in the afternoon. And I'm watching Criminal Minds. Well, we'll talk. That's a whole other story right there. Let me tell you about that in a minute. And I'm hearing this buzzing. And I'm like, what in the hell? And it buzzing when B or I or something wants out. They hit the window and bounce off. Hit the window and bounce off. I'm like, where is that coming from? And I look up here, and there's a big ass bee hitting the window and backing up enough that it's pushing the blinds out away from the window, and it's going on. I'm like, what in the hell? And the cat spots it. So Oliver's like, hey, toy. So he jumps down, he's trying to get this damn thing. I had to open up the window to let it out. But I mean, it was inside the house. Yeah. And I'm like, how in the world? I burrowed into the wood railing out here. I mean, I could see the hole, and it's a perfect dime-sized round hole, and you know, it is what it is, and it's fine. But I'm like, how did it get in here? I had to think, we have a mail slot. We don't have a mailbox. We have a mail slot in the door, you know, from like way back in the day. And it's cracked just a little bit, and I bet money that he came in there through there.
Probably. Well, I'd be taping that shit.
Not my house. Don't care. I only got a month or so left here, so you know, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get the hell out of here. But anyway, I've been watching Criminal Minds, right?
Yeah.
And you know the basic premise of Criminal Minds. I mean, it's the behavioral analysis unit of the FBI, blah, blah, blah. And they track down serial killers and weird criminals.
Profilers.
Yeah. And one of Deanna's work buddies, who she's probably like, you have to look, is like this big around, that big around. Well, you can't see me, but you will.
I can't see you.
And this guy is interested in her, and he's walking around, and well, anyway, I've never met this girl, and I keep telling Deanna, I was like, honey, you make her up. There's no one there by that name. You're just making that up because, you know, I never see them walk out together. Well, she walked out with her, closed with her last night and introduced herself, and we were talking. There's this guy that walked out with him that's interested in the little skinny mini. And he didn't say nothing to me. He didn't make eye contact with me. He just, you know, looked at her. When she'd talk, he'd smile. And I'm like,
Stalker.
Dude, he's a straight stalker. You need to tell her to be careful with that guy. You know, we'll be reading a story about you if you're not, you know. But it's funny, as I was thinking about it, I was like, man, now every situation I look at, I've been watching too much Criminal Minds. I'm going to have to start switching to something a little bit lighter. Because I'm looking at people like going,
You're analyzing every stalker.
Right. You know, I'm looking at people like, are you a serial killer?
FBI is going to hire you.
Right? It's just weird stuff. Puppies! I hear a puppy.
Nemo, he's yapping at something.
He's yapping at that bee up on the camera.
Oh, it done flew away.
Right? So we were talking, are you clipping your nails?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What the hell? You're going to put somebody's eye out with that. You ain't right. You're totally not right.
Did I ever say it was? It was bothering me, damn it.
Okay.
Carry on.
We were talking about dreams earlier as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone has dreams. And if you don't, I hear like, and truly, seriously, if you don't dream, it messes with your psyche and you like go like batshit crazy. Do you know anything about that? Is that true? Have you heard that?
Maybe that's why I had this dream. I can't find anything about why I had this dream I had. This dream was freaky. I had the weirdest dream last night. I don't even understand.
Well, is it like scary movie dream?
Kinda.
Or we don't want to get in,
snakes.
you know, we don't want to get into a whole, you know, 70s porn thing. You know what I'm saying?
No. This is so weird. It is. Check this out. Okay, first of all, my parents are both passed now. They're both gone, right? But this dream took place after Mom died, but Daddy was still alive. And I was in Indy for something. And get this, I was riding a motorcycle, okay? And I was at a school, an elementary school, and my dad was there for some doing some stuff, but with other kids, not me. And then I went back to the house on Ketley, and I was going to spend the night because I didn't feel like riding all the way back to Kokomo on a motorcycle because it was getting late. Um, when I got there, Daddy wasn't there, but there were some bunch of little kids there playing Nintendo. And I'm like, "Where's Dad?" "Well, he's still at school." Blah blah. blah. I'm thinking, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I'm not spending the night here with all these little heathens. Hell, I might as well just go home." So I got. That's terrible.
I am not spending the night with these little heathens.
So I got on the sickle, and I'm buzzing along by Dad's house, and it's real dark, and it's a lot of woods, a lot of wooded area, and all of a sudden snakes come out from everywhere, and they're running across the road, and they're like all trying to run after me, and come. They're crossing my path, and they're like some of them are trying to get me. And I'm running over these bitches left and right, chopping them in half. Their guts are squirting up all over my legs and everything. And I'm killing them as I drive. And I'm like, boom, y'all. You can't get me now. I'm on a motorcycle. So I finally cleared the road of snakes. And it seemed like it went on for miles of just snakes. And I hate snakes. But I was tearing them up. Then I get to my house, the old house in Kokomo, the farmhouse.
Yeah.
And those people that bought it, there's some kind of big ass trench, like in front of it now. And there's more snakes everywhere. There's snakes all over the place there, and they're swirling around. They're running across the road. And I look down, I ride alongside of this big trench, and I see this big giant ass Gila monster, like a big lizard.
Right.
Except this son of a bitch looks like a dinosaur. It's so big. And it's eating these snakes. And it's just sucking them in like spaghetti noodles. And I'm like, damn, Skippy. As I'm driving by, I'm like, I gotta hurry up. This bitch will eat me. So I gunned the motorcycle and I took off. And then I wake up. Okay, what kind of dream is that? First of all, I don't ride motorcycles.
What kind of motorcycle was it?
It was just like a little crotch rocket. It wasn't anything fancy. It was like a little Honda or something Suzuki, I mean, it wasn't like a Harley or an Indian. It was just a little putter. But it was enough for me to keep from getting ate by the Gila monster and the snakes. And I don't ride motorcycles, and I hate snakes. I don't like to kill things. And actually, as I was killing them, I kind of felt bad that I was killing them. But I thought, if I don't kill them, they're going to kill me. So, bye, Felicia. And, it's just weird. It was at Dad's house, and then again at my old farmhouse that I moved out of. Right. It was my late husband's, where I encountered all these snakes that I slayed like a dragon slayer and carried on. What the hell?
So did you Google what snakes in dreams mean?
No.
Google what snakes in dreams mean, and I'll tell you a dream that I had.
Okay.
This was when we lived in the rental before we bought the house in Indy, and so this is quite a time ago. I had a bunch of mouth problems. I had teeth pulled and all that stuff. You guys know that, and if you've been following the show and listening to us, so I was taking what we call at the time pink fuzzies or white fuzzies, which is either Demerol or Vicodin for the pain. And I was all, jacked up high. And I would see things and I would hear things, but the dreams that I would have were so vivid and so clear that we moved to Florida. Okay, in this dream, we moved to Florida. And anyone that knows me knows that the wife and I, since we've been together, we've been married 13 years now, been together 15. But when our first date, we talked about wanting to move out of state, eventually, and blah, blah, blah. And it just kind of escalated from there. And of course we did. Now we want to move further south. But I dreamt that we moved into this house in Florida. And there was a pool. And the kids were there. My kids were there. My parents were there. Her mom was there. and Dee and I were taking stuff into this house out of the truck. And I walk in, and there's this little girl. I digress. I walk in, and the rocking chair is rocking back and forth by itself. And we don't have a rocking chair. Never had a rocking chair, ever. It was one of those kind of rocking chairs you get at the Cracker Barrel that they sell like for $8,000. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, who's in the rocking chair? And they're like, nobody. And the kids are out in the pool, and they come in. They're making sandwiches and stuff. And look over, and there's a fireplace. The way the living room was set up, you step down from the front door into the living room, and you had to step up to get to the hallway, step up to get to the kitchen, and there was a fireplace hearth type thing. And there's this little girl with strawberry red hair, big puffy shoulder dress, like straight out of the 80s, like how you would dress your girls in the 80s, your little girls. Bobby socks and shiny black shoes. I'm like, well, who the hell are you? And she laughed at me. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like, no, seriously, who in the hell are you? And she laughed again. And then I was like, who is this little girl? And I look over and she's gone. And I had the same dream. Well, let me change that phrase. I had dreams about the same little girl for off and on for almost a year. And then all of a sudden they just kind of stopped. So I don't know if that is, what that means. I've had dreams about white wolves. I actually saw a white wolf one time.
Oh, I had a dream about white wolf too, and it was my protector.
Yeah, I came face to face with this wolf when I on the paper route at night.
Uh-huh.
And it was in the car, so I wasn't in any danger or anything. I don't think it would actually have hurt me though. And then I wonder though, did I actually see it, or was it some of I don't know. It's just those things. But we're looking eye to eye to each other, and he just kind of does, moseys off, and I put the car in reverse because I had to turn around in this little back alley, Sally turnaround in the country, and but I have dreams like that all the time, and I look it up too. I've dreamt about hawks, I've dreamt about wolves and the little girl. I've dreamt about just different creatures and and whatnot. I got ate by a bear once.
Nice.
But and you look up dream symbolisms and whatnot, and some of them are full of crap, and others are kind of make sense, but it's all interpretation. Your psyche is a weird thing to try to dig into and understand. It just sometimes it just is what it is. It was just a dream. So, what are you finding? You got this silly grin on your face.
Mm-hmm. Well, it can mean different things depending on what's happening with the snakes. But in my particular case, it appears that my subconscious is telling me that I'm slaying. Wait a minute, stupid. It can mean that I'm. Snakes represent fear, and can also represent sexual frustration, which I don't think that's the issue.
Come on now.
And why people in your life that you perceive as threatening or lying like snakes in the grass or whatever, and the fact that I'm slaying them,
right,
indicates perhaps that my subconscious is telling me that I'm winning.
That you're defeating those lions, snake in the grass.
That I am actively defeating the snake in the grass. And you know what? All the crap going on at work right now. I always tease and say that my general foreman and the shit. Okay? He does that no one can figure out until the last possible moment. It's like You, live all of you.
Yeah.
So there's some things going on at work right now that make everybody feel kind of insecure about our jobs.
Yeah.
So maybe it's stemming from that, but I feel like I'm slaying it because whatever they do there, I've already got it covered. I've got plan B and plan C already in the queue. So I'm good,
Hmm.
which is unlike some people that are there, which I feel sorry for. So maybe or maybe it has something to do with that, or the significance of the fact that these snakes appeared when I was out by my dad's house, and then again when I was out by my late
Yeah.
husband's house. That these snakes maybe represent uh, the negative things in my life that have continually haunted me and tried to follow me,
Hmm.
and I'm squishing them.
Yeah.
I'm squishing them so bad.
No,
I am.
that's
I
funny.
am crushing.
I'm squishing your head.
I'm squishing your.
You know, it's funny. Deanna and I had a conversation yesterday, day before yesterday, about. I mean, I've told you before, and our listeners know as well that I mean we have weird things that happen in this house. It's haunted. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this house has some kind of spirit energy in it, and it was really quite prevalent when the roommates were living here as well with us.
I'm
And
sure.
and then of course they ditched out because, POSs. But the activity declined to almost a null status. I mean, I hear, occasional bumps and stuff, and I told you I've seen weird things, and that's been the extent of it. I mean, not like, I mean, before I would lay in the bed upstairs and I would hear someone walk up and down the hallway, and I knew for sure that nobody was awake. The dogs would hear things and bark in the middle of the night.
Well, isn't it true that sometimes that stuff follows certain people?
Yes. And that's exactly what I was getting to, is that I think that a lot of the issues were person related versus location related. Now, I know that I've been told by a couple of different people that I have a certain female spirit attached to me. And I've been told that by your sister. I've been told that by the other one. I've been told that a couple times. I mean, I've had, and I'm not exaggerating, I mean, I've had, in the 10 years that I've been doing radio, I've had hundreds, of readings from psychics. But, I mean, some have been less valid, others have been better, and then some have been really good. But more times than not, I mean, in the later categories, I've been told, you have an attachment with you and yada, yada, yada. And I remember, and this attachment follows us wherever we go. I mean, maybe that's the little girl in my dream. I never thought of that. Might be the little girl in my dream. I don't know. But since they moved out, we've had less activity in here. And like I told her, and actually, it's been more of a calm in the house. I mean, it's been a struggle for us, financially, but we're making it. But there's been a different feel in the house since that change has been made. And yeah, it just made me think, it's like, all of this stuff, all the bad things that were happening at the time was because of their being the root cause of it. I just thought that was pretty fascinating that you can have something of that level follow a person around. But I mean, it would have dreams to tell, I saw a dead body, or not dreams, but visions. I saw a dead body in the tub. It was an old tub, a clawfoot tub, and saw how she died and this, that, and the other. But I'm wondering if it just wasn't whatever it was that was messing with her, just messing with her. You
Could
know,
be.
I don't know.
I'd mess with her.
That was a little tangent I went on. Just sorry about that, guys. Just one of those weird things. kind of how my mind rolls. Do you have a power socket cover at the top of your wall behind your right shoulder?
No, that's a
Your right shoulder,
smoke
not your left.
detector.
No,
On my
above
right
the
shoulder.
picture.
Oh yeah. Actually, that covers the Ethernet.
Oh, okay. I'm like, there ain't no way in hell that your little short ass can reach no power outlet up that
No, it's
high.
not outlet. It's not a plug outlet. It's a cover. That's access to the Ethernet stuff.
Well,
Although I gotta say, I think they put my damn outside light in my back patio way too high because I can't even reach it.
you have to get on a ladder to change the light. What are you looking at?
My oh, what do you call it? My
70s port?
web shield. No, my web shield just notified me that it blocked access to something. Somebody was trying to hack me.
Probably just some kind of software trying to get you.
Probably some kind of
Man, somebody sold my Gmail my Gmail email to somebody.
What?
I've gotten I went to my spam mail, and it just recently, like within the last 3 weeks, I've got like adult dating, Asian girls, Russian mail order bride stuff,
Oh my god,
porn advertisements, and I'm like, dude, what the hell?
that sucks.
And thank God Gmail is filtering that out, because I had like within the last, I cleared it out last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, and I looked at it today, and there's like 167 emails,
Oh my
spam
God.
mails, and it was all crap in my spam folder. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Quit
That's
selling
crazy.
my email, Gmail,
Yeah, what
assholes. But yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else were we going to talk about? We're going to talk about something else. Your glasses are funny.
I apologize. I look a little insane.
A little bit more than average. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. But yeah. So like I told you last week, I think we've decided we're going to stay here for another year. So I think I'm going to get in touch with one of the ladies that I got in touch with before that has the ghost hunting team, and see if I can get some investigations in this summer. And
That I miss that. I haven't done
Right.
any for quite a while, and that might be kind of fun.
right, I know, you got to get a hold of Ange and see if she's got anything going on.
Yeah, I should do that.
Right. We ought to also get your sister on. And
Oh, I asked her if she would come on sometime. She said certainly.
well, I think I'm kind of liking this Sunday thing.
I do too. It works much better in my schedule. So now if they try to throw me into a Saturday night,
Right.
because like I said, I work for sneak.
Well,
And
yeah.
they stick some Saturday nights at my butt work-wise. So, Sunday they don't generally mess with you because they don't want to pay double time.
Right. Yeah. And that's fortunate for us as well. And Deanna works every Sunday anyway. So right now it's just me, the dogs, and the cat. So it's me
Yeah.
and them and a cat named.
And how can I don't think there's very many paranormal chat shows on a Sunday afternoon. So,
Right. Yeah. Well, definitely not down here because everybody's dressed to the T to go to church here in a
yeah.
couple hours.
Well, same here.
But we noticed something funny too, that some of the churches in Indiana, and I'm not dogging religion. That's not what I'm doing here. But
Nope.
some of the churches will allow, jeans, and in the summertime, khaki shorts or dress shorts and polos and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that I've seen going to church here is in their double-breasted suits
Sunday best.
and big Sunday church hats, and so when you see that, like
That's like you in the South.
that stereotypical church scene and shows and whatnot from the South, that They got the big hats and the big,
That's true.
dress to the T. Yeah, that's for real. Seriously, we've been past this one church. It's the oldest church here in Georgia. It's like 147 years old, and it's called Mesopotamian or some kind of what. And these girls, and Deanna was like, I bet they're in the choir. And I'm like, no, those aren't choir robes. But they had the same outfits on. So they're like color coordinating and clothes coordinating to go to church. I've never seen that before. It just blows my mind.
Crazy.
And wow, you got some jacked up stuff happening right there, homie.
Ain't up.
So we don't have any weird news this week because I kind of dropped the ball on that. And
Well, it's my fault too because I've been feeling kind of puny.
right. So we'll have some weird news for you guys next week, and we see if we can't maybe figure out when it's going to be a good date to have Sherry on. And
I'll holler at her after we get done here.
okay. And I know I've said it before, but there's a couple ghost teams that have shown interest in coming on and talking to us. So I'll talk to them and see if Sundays are good for them, and kind of get an eyeball on when they'll be available. I'll hit her up today. I'll hit her up on Facebook. I think they're town. Some of them, man, I don't know what kind of jobs they have or what kind of money they make. But one of the members in this team that we're going to try and get on, she's like, this past week was in France. And these girls went to like, we just got Belgium. Yeah, they went to Belgium last fall. England. They went down south to South America someplace. I want that job. I would travel down to South America.
My daughter-in-law travels all over. Hell's in Miami right now.
Yeah. I would like to go to... Oh, my God. I know you have a big thing about Josh Gates. Okay? Netflix has the first season of his Travel Channel show, Exploration... Crap, what's it called? Something Exploration or...
Destination...
Now I gotta look.
He's so funny. He has a new baby. Bless his heart. Congratulations, Daddy. We were my daddy.
Are you kidding me right now? Thank me.
Shut up.
Man.
I'm not a dream. I'm old. I'm not dead. Damn.
Just I was one sense. Come on, give it to me. I would honestly suggest you go out and watch this. It's like 10 or 12 shows. And he goes to, quite a few different places around the world. It was here in the U.S. One was the Jesse James and how his gang had robbed some gold and silver somewhere out west and brought it back through Oklahoma and hid it in the, supposedly hid it in the mountains there. There was a contract saying, whoever finds this, it's between everybody in this gang. So he went out there and they looked around and tried to find that and more stuff, and the other one was James Beale, who was in like 1778, had some treasure that he hid as well and had 3 encrypted type letters that were supposed to give the location and this, that, and the other. But the thing that hit me was he went to Machu Picchu. I said that right? Machu Picchu? Yeah. And we was talking about all that, did a story on Mayans.
Yeah, he has like the best job on the planet now that they don't drop him into leech-infested black
Right.
swamp waters in the middle of the night and shit like that,
Right. Right.
I'd be like, really? My producer's trying to kill me.
Right.
Help.
Yeah. There's
I'd
something
be
going
able
on
to
here.
sign,
Yeah.
help me.
Yeah. But he's talking about the Mayans and how everyone, I mean, there's speculation, the end of the Mayan calendar is the end of the world and, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Well, something that they've discovered is that the Mayans actually killed themselves. And it wasn't like mass suicide and drinking the
Here's some
lemonade and the
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid and shit, right? No. But they had excavated so much of the land to make cornfields and farmland and whatnot that it disrupted the rain patterns in that area. So they went through an extreme drought for years. And they believe that that has a big part to do with the extinction of these people. Well, the partial extinction of these people, because of course the people that live there now are descended from Mayans. So it is what it is. I mean, you take that for what it's worth. But then he said that they had these things, Secotes, I think is what he called them. And they were underground caverns that they had found that the rainwater would go into them in this mountainside and fill up, and it was all fresh water. And they went down into them, and they're scuba diving because at the time they're like 25, 30 feet less of water in there over a period of time. So they were going down, they're about 20, 25 foot down, and they came across like human bones and skulls and artifacts and all this stuff. There was like sacrificial art, like I don't know what to call them, tables and areas that they would like kill people and try to submit them to the rain gods to make it rain. And I was like, holy crap. So yeah, Expedition Unknown by Josh Gates. It's on the Travel Channel if you guys have regular TV, which I don't, so I have to watch it on Netflix. But it's worth a watch because they have some really cool things. He went to Japan and looked for a supposed mythological sword from this particular sword maker. And come to find out, of course, there was supposed to be this place and that place. And he goes through these mountains to this temple, and he goes and meets a sword maker. And the sword maker actually has a sword from the guy who supposedly made the real, the mystical sword, his sword competitor. And I mean, this is like a 500-year-old blade that he's got in his hand. This samurai sword that he's holding in his hand. 500 years old. It was phenomenal. It was just like, holy crap, dude. And I don't know that I could actually hang out with Josh because sometimes he kind of scoffs his nose at the the people in these towns that he goes to. So he kind of like sort of comes off like a dick sometimes.
Oh, I would take care of that real quick.
So
Shut up.
But other times he's fine. But I mean, just saying. But it would be cool to be able to have a job where you could go and try to find things like this. And his background is in archaeology anyway. Are you
My
kidding
background
me?
is in hairstyling.
Us two old, my broke ass body trying to crawl up in these little caves and stuff like he's doing and jump. No, he actually traverses.
If I had a perfect body that wasn't all broke ass up, no, because there's spiders in there. Me and Steve Gonzalez, or how do you say his last name?
Right.
I share my fear of
Spiders.
arachnids.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that. Oh,
I'm probably the only one that didn't laugh at him when he ran out screaming.
right. I talked to a buddy of mine from Australia yesterday, and he was just like kind of hanging out and wanted to see what I was up to and whatnot. And we were talking. He's like, "Yeah, dude, my neighbors hit me up at like 4:30 a.m. Yesterday morning, and both of their dogs were killed." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, so they proceeded to tell me that we've got some kind of snake or something. That's how they died. A snake bit them. And he lives in South Australia. And
Well, that's it. I'm moving. I would never live there.
he says what we're thinking is there's a brown snake hanging out around back there, and it's obviously not as scared of dogs. And So he said I have to go out there and clear the backyard and make sure that it's not back there. And I'm thinking to myself, dude,
I just set it all on
are
fire.
you kidding me? If you're going to go out there, getting bit by a brown snake
Burn it.
is like, I don't know, jumping off a cliff or jumping in front of an 18-wheeler going 70 miles an hour, you're dead. I mean, that's just how it is. So then we started talking about the different animals. Because they say in Australia, more than 10 meters away from something that'll kill you. And that's what they told me.
Why I'm not going there.
So he's saying, I was sitting here talking to my buddy, and lives in Kentucky too. I was talking to my buddy, Jesse is his name. And I was like, dude, hold on a second. There's a spider on the wall. And dude was like, okay. So he kills a spider, and it's called a white striped spider. One of the most, it's like more poisonous than a recluse. So if this little bugger bites you, it's more or less an amputation of whatever part of this spider has bitten you. And he just nonchalantly reaches over and smacks it and kills it. And I'm like, I used to want to go visit Australia.
I won't need the hotel room.
Yeah, I don't think that I could do that. It would be awesome to, I'll look on Google Maps or something, or Google Earth and look at it from there. But
yeah,
they've got then we proceeded to Google the 10 most poisonous snakes in the world, and it's like 7 out of the 10 were all from Australia.
Oh, well, that cinches it right there. Sorry, Belinda.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, how the hell do people live there? I was like, you guys kind of got screwed on the whole poisonous and deadly animal.
We don't even have rodents in Indiana. Thank you for the frost.
It blew my mind. I was like, that's just crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, for real. But
all right, well, listen, we're at the top of the hour here on Infrared Radio. Had to burp. And we got stuff coming your guys' way. You got to stick around and check us out. Don't forget to look at us on Infrared Radio, infraredpgpradio.podomatic.com. You can check us out on YouTube, Ustream, and So if you got any questions, comments, concerns, hit us up, wpgpradio@gmail.com. staffnpr@gmail.com. And so, we'll see if Sherry come on with us. We'll get Deb's crooked ass glasses fixed. We'll get a couple ghost teams on with us as well, and kind of just BS around with them, talk ghost hunting and EVPs, and hopefully Deb can figure out her glass situation.
This is so annoying.
It's funny. So, all right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're out of beer, out of here. We'll see you guys next weekend. Have a great day, and adios.
Bye.
You're listening to Infrared Radio Network. Join Deb and Greg every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, WPGP Digital Radio, Augusta, Georgia.